Join me as I dive into the controversial story of Henrietta Lacks and challenge myself to uncover the true impact of her immortal cells on medicine and ethics. Henrietta Lacks is arguably one of the most important figures in modern medical history, yet her story is shrouded in controversy. Her cells, known as HeLa cells, have been instrumental in some of the most groundbreaking medical discoveries of the past century. But what makes her cells so unique, and what are the ethical implications of their use? The use of Henrietta Lacks's cells without her consent raises serious ethical dilemmas. For starters, her cells were taken from a biopsy without her knowledge or permission. This lack of informed consent is a clear violation of her rights as a patient. Furthermore, the fact that she was a poor black woman in the segregated South raises questions about systemic racism and medical exploitation. The more we learn about Henrietta's story, the more we realize that her cells were not only taken without her consent, but also without any consideration for her humanity. This raises important questions about the role of race in medical ethics. Would Henrietta's cells have been taken without her consent if she were a wealthy white woman? It's hard to say, but what we do know is that Henrietta's story is not an isolated incident. Countless Black Americans have been subjected to medical experimentation and exploitation throughout history. Henrietta's story is a stark reminder of the need for greater accountability and transparency in medical research. The lack of transparency surrounding Henrietta's cells is staggering. For decades, her family had no idea that her cells were being used in medical research. They didn't find out until 1975, when a scientist contacted them to take additional blood samples to further study HeLa cells. This lack of transparency has led to a deep-seated mistrust between the medical community and Black Americans. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into the history of HeLa cells and their contributions to medical breakthroughs, as well as the ongoing debates regarding consent and ownership in medical research. HeLa cells have been instrumental in developing vaccines, cancer treatments, and even went to space to study the effects of zero gravity on cell growth. They've been used to test the effects of radiation, toxins, and even cosmetics. But despite their many contributions to medical science, the debate surrounding their use rages on. Should scientists be allowed to use human cells without consent? Do individuals have the right to control their own biological materials? The use of HeLa cells has also raised questions about ownership and profit. Who owns Henrietta's cells, and who profits from their use? These questions have sparked intense debates about the commercialization of human biological materials. Should individuals be allowed to profit from the use of their cells, or should they be treated as a public resource? As we explore the history of HeLa cells, it's clear that Henrietta's cells have become a staple of modern medicine. But at what cost? The medical community has benefited greatly from her cells. But what about Henrietta and her family? The moment of reckoning came in 2010, when the Henrietta Lacks family finally received recognition for their mother's contributions to medical science. The National Institutes of Health even established the Henrietta Lacks Memorial Award to recognize outstanding contributions to cancer research. However, this recognition came too late for Henrietta, who died in 1951, and her family, who had been kept in the dark for decades. The medical community's response to the Henrietta Lacks controversy has been mixed. Some have hailed her cells as a medical miracle, while others have acknowledged the egregious violations of her rights. The controversy has sparked important conversations about medical ethics and the need for greater accountability in research. In 2013, the National Institutes of Health finally reached an agreement with the Lacks family, granting them control over how Henrietta's cells would be used in research. But this decision came decades too late, and the damage had already been done. Today, Henrietta's cells remain a powerful symbol of the complex ethical issues surrounding medical research. Her story has sparked important conversations about the need for greater transparency, accountability, and respect for human rights in medicine. In conclusion, Henrietta Lacks' cells have undoubtedly changed the face of medicine, but at what cost? Her story serves as a powerful reminder of the need for greater accountability and transparency in medical research. Thanks for watching, and if you have thoughts on the ethical implications of using Henrietta Lacks' cells, share them in the comments below.